everybody, welcome to our great Ascension Catholic Teens Pumpkin Patch training video. Thank you so much for all of your support and willingness to help us with this great fundraiser and just all around good time. So my name is Anna Nagy.
I'm Kara Giuliano.
We are the Wonder Twins of youth ministry.
And we are so thankful that you are willing to help us out. So we just wanted to create this video for you because it's difficult for us to get everyone in the same place at the same time to go over all of the directions and all of the things that come with this giant pumpkin patch. So we want to make this video so that you are able to know what's going on. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please just ask us, and make sure you watch the video in its entirety because there's a lot of information here.
So before we begin, we do want to give a special thank you to the Knights of Columbus and Ladies Auxiliary for supporting us, because believe it or not, without you, I don't think we could do this. So we're really thankful, as Kara said, that we have you on our team. So the way this is going to work is that we're going to start out giving you the different sections of directions. If you have any questions, you may email us, and you're welcome to pause, rewind, all those kinds of good things, and we'll be able to post all of those answers on our website, which is lifeteen.ascensioncatholic.net. That way, if we have frequently asked questions, things like that, we can give those answers to you. So let's start with what's going to happen in order. So this video is obviously the first step. The next step is going to be roughly September 23rd on our website, on our Pumpkin Patch page. You are going to have a sign-up genius. And this is for teens and adults, where you can sign up for shifts. We are going to be open Monday through Friday from 3 to 8, and then on the weekends from 10 to 7. And we've broken them up into roughly 2.5 to 3 hour shifts. Teens, this is a fundraiser for you. So the more shifts you work, the more money that you're going to get. We are offering double pay for certain shifts, and all of those are going to be on the website. So starting September 23rd, that's when you can sign up for whatever shift you prefer. Adults, we need to make sure we have at least one fingerprinted adult at each shift, because you are working with teens and because there's money, and we'll get to that in just a minute.
All of the money, all of the proceeds that we are making from this 2.5 week event, teens, this is going toward you. I mean, Anna said that you are going to be working these shifts, and the more shifts that you work, the more money that you will earn. So this is just money, right, that would go toward any event that you're going to come with us on. So a retreat, Steubenville camp this summer, this is a fundraiser for you. So we want to offer this for you because we know a lot of these events are expensive.
So the first thing we're going to have is we're going to have our setup night, which is going to be on Saturday, October 10th, and it's going to be at 6:45 in the evening. We're asking that only adults come and help us out, particularly the nights, because we're going to be using a lot of the wonderful donated supplies that you've sent us. It should be relatively short, but we are going to feed you as a thank you. The next big night is going to be huge for everybody, and that's going to be one of those double shifts, and that is on October 12th at 4 p.m. That's going to be our pumpkin delivery. So our pumpkin patch is actually going to be located on the grassy parking area between the private homes and the church office out there by the Knights building. We will have pallets laid out already on the field with signs and all of those kinds of things. But on October 12th at 4 p.m., we need as many hands as we can get to help us unload this 18-wheeler truck. We are expecting close to 1,000 pumpkins, ranging from the tiny itty bitty hand size to the larger ones that will fit in wheelbarrows. So let's talk about what they are. So we have this big truck, right? It's one of those big 18-wheeler semis, like a moving truck. When they get there, we're going to open the doors, and there's going to be a lot of moisture because these pumpkins are actually coming to us from across the country in New Mexico. So as we are unloading, we want to make sure that you're being very, very gentle with them. They are still vegetables. So the big rule that's been repeated to us multiple times is never lift it by the stem, Kara.
Yeah.
They're not a handle, it's a stem.
Nobody wants to buy a pumpkin that the stem is broken off. So if it breaks, then we aren't going to be able to sell it. So we want to make sure that everything is in pristine condition from the get-go.
So we're going to open the doors, and we actually share the truckload with other stops along the way. So Kara and I will have an inventory list. We are going to tell you exactly what needs to come off the truck because, again, we are sharing the load. We're not sure if we're the last stop or the first stop, but we have a specific amount that we are allotted. How it works is the truck will start at the back of the line and slowly pull forward as we unload with some of those bigger pumpkins. Some of them will be in boxes, like the little ones, but then others, the larger ones, will be literally piled in the truck. And we've been given some pretty specific instructions, and the word avalanche was used. So why don't you talk to us about how we get those large pumpkins off the truck?
Definitely. So the image that they have shown us is someone is actually climbing to the top of this avalanche of pumpkins. And we want to make sure that we are unloading from the top of this mountain of pumpkins down to the bottom. So starting at the top, because if we unload from the bottom, then we will have an avalanche situation. And what we want to do is we will have a couple of people inside the truck, one person that is climbing on top of the pumpkins to gently. So one person that's climbing on top of the pumpkins and the rest, everybody else, a couple of people in the truck with them, but then we're actually going to form a line that we will then be passing the pumpkins down the line and straight to where it is being placed on the pallet. Anna and I will direct everyone on exactly what to do and where they need to be standing and what pallets we're working on next. So don't worry about that, but we just need you to stay put and be gentle. Don't carry the pumpkin by the stem again.
Should I throw the pumpkin?
No,
Don't
do not
throw
throw
them.
the pumpkin. Also, when you are tossing the pumpkin, this was made known to us a lot. When you are tossing the pumpkin from the truck down to the next person that is standing on the bottom of the truck, make sure the stem is actually facing you and not them, because if you toss it to them, they're going to be stabbed in their stomach. So we don't want any of that.
That's bad. The trucks will be lined with straw, loose straw on the bottom. Before the truck is allowed to leave, we actually have to clean out all of that straw, but we want to keep it because we're going to use it as part of our design for pathways and things like that. So we'll have a couple of brooms and like leaf blower on hand, but we want to make sure we clean all of that out before we let the truck go. In the truck, there will also be certain pumpkins with writing on them, with prices written on them. Those are our models, and we want to make sure when we get those that if you come across one with ink that you set it aside, because what we do is we line them up so people can see, oh, if it's this big, it's this much money, as opposed to one that's smaller.
Chapter 2, quality control. We need to make sure that every single day we are removing any rotting pumpkins, and then we need to record that on our daily sheet so that counts as a loss for us.
Again, the constant reminder, even when people are visiting or when we're moving pumpkins around, never, ever, ever carry it by the stem. It's not a handle. We hope that we are going to have enough pallets, and if you know about pallets, please let us know, that we can have all of our pumpkins up off the grass. But if they aren't off the ground and they're sitting on the grass, they do have to be rolled every day. So at the beginning of each shift, whoever's there, we need to roll them on their sides back and forth to make sure we keep the bottoms of them dry. Otherwise, they'll begin to rot and then we can't sell them, and that's just gross.
Yeah. If we receive any Indian corn, who knew? We don't even know if we're going to be getting any. But if we do in our truckload, all that Indian corn needs to be brought inside so that it doesn't rot with moisture overnight.
Chapter 3, pricing.
Woo!
Okay, so I mentioned about the models. We're gonna have these model pumpkins out to help us size. We're also gonna be given a special tape measure that's gonna have a ring on it and a tape measure. So what you do is you put the ring on the stem, you wrap it around the pumpkin, and it'll give you the price point for each one.
So do not discount the pumpkins. We're not going to be giving away free pumpkins unless it's at the very end and we are done. It's past Halloween. We might do some incentives for that. Another thing, if you can accept cash. If you accept any cash, you need to make sure that you write out a receipt for them. This has to be done for every single cash, transmittal, and
Check.
check. If someone wants to write out a check, they can make it payable to Ascension Catholic Church. In the memo line, they can write pumpkin patch if they want, just to make sure that it goes into the right account. But we will have this receipt book at the table for whoever is working that shift. And we are hoping, we want to keep whatever adult is on the shift, that they are the ones in charge of the cash box.
And we'll have a demo receipt in there for you because I know that these receipt books are a little bit different than what they've used for other events. We will also have a credit card machine that needs to occasionally be plugged in. We will have power out where we are, so you may take credit cards as well, and that will just print a receipt for the customer and it will print a second receipt. All you do is just drop that in the money box underneath the tray. You don't need to worry about writing anything if it's the credit card machine.
We will have a money bag, so at the end of the night, when you are if you are on the last shift of the night and you are closing up, we have these money bags that you have probably seen around campus before, but all of the money has to go in there, but
With the receipts.
With the receipts, but we are going to hold out, what, $50 for the cash box? So you'll just withhold $50, place it in the cash box, and everything else will go in here. You can sign it. And then you're actually going to drop it in the little drop box in the parish front office. It's the little door drop box on the front door. So that way, and we're having the adult also do that.
And if you're not sure how to, you can't see it very well on the camera, but there's a little yellow strip on the back. You pull the strip off and it's an adhesive, that way we can seal it. These are miniatures of what they use for the Sunday collections. These are an auditable item, so we want to make sure that we only use the one per day and that we have them all accounted for because these are from the diocese. Chapter 3.5, shift duties. So we've got everything set up. We're ready to open on October 14th and it's time for the first shift. So at the beginning of your shift, we're asking the adults to arrive at 2:45 on the weekdays to come pick up their items. So in the Boucher Center, we're gonna have a wagon full of crates that's gonna have lots of things in it. It's gonna have our box of Indian corn if we get any, aprons, our receipt book, the credit card machine, the change box, our money bag, pens, wipes, sales sheet, the whole 9 yards. And you're gonna take all of that out to our area. You're gonna check the pumpkins and roll them as needed. A little bit of dew in the mornings is okay, but if it's been pouring rain, we definitely just wanna make sure that they're not sitting in water because they'll rot. We're also gonna have a really cute photo area, and I'm really excited about it. So you might wanna have to like fluff that up, fix any signage that might have fallen down overnight. Just make sure that it looks nice and welcoming for people, and that should only be a few minutes of a process.
We are going to have wagons out there for any customers that need to buy multiple pumpkins. So between each customer using the wagon, please just make sure that you are wiping down with whatever Clorox wipes we have out there, that you're wiping down the handle of the wagon. We also ask that you wear a mask while you are out there if you are around anyone. So you don't have to wear it the entire time that you're out there. I know it's going to be hot, but if you are sitting next to another person that's working your shift the entire time, or if you are interacting with a customer, please make sure that you have your mask on at that point.
Make sure that after each sale, we're writing down on the sales sheet everything that was sold, so that way we have an accurate count, and because we have to report those sales every night online, it's really important that that's accurate. Now teens, I get it, sometimes there's going to be slow shifts and things like that. You are allowed to work on homework out there if you are by yourself, not by yourself, but if it's just our people out there, you are allowed to work on homework, but remember that this is a service industry, that you need to be out there working with our customers and taking care of them, because this is how you're earning your money for your trips down the road.
Can we talk about end of the night shifts?
Yes, it's time to go home.
So at the end of the night, one of our big things is that Anna and I have to record daily our sales to the company, because one, they want to know if we're running low on pumpkins, or any other gourds or anything like that, if they need to send us any extras. So we need to record daily, and so that whoever the adult at the end of the night, you are going to have a spreadsheet out there and you're going to record the sales, and then you can just take a picture of it and you will text it to Anna and I, so that we can have it in our, in our hands, and then we can record it online.
So when the end of the shift has happened, you've sealed up your money bag and you're going to go take it up to the church. You've packed up all the materials that were brought out, meaning the pens, the paper, the aprons, all of that kind of stuff. You put it back in the wagon. You're going to turn off all of the lights. You're going to unplug and bring in the fans and bring all of those back to the Boucher Center. And when you come in to drop off things in the Boucher Center, if they were aprons that were used by workers, you're going to leave them on the floor. We have lots of them, so we can rotate them out and take them out to be washed. But we don't have to worry about locking up the pumpkins or anything like that, but we don't want to leave any of our office supplies, money, or any other kind of things out there. The chairs may stay though, so we can leave the chairs and tables out there for the next day. So in the middle of the shift, let's talk about things that can kind of pop up. So restrooms will be available in the church until approximately 7:30. The main glass doors will be unlocked for you to use the restroom there, and also refill your water bottles as needed. How do I sign up for a shift?
You will be sent, and you will also see it on our website, this Sign Up Genius that Anna mentioned at the very beginning of this video. Sign Up Genius is just our platform that we use for our signups. So Anna has already created all of these signups and different times and what day and what shift it is. So all you would need to do is click that link, click which shift you would like to sign up for, and then just put your name in there. So, but remember, we need to have one adult per shift, and we need to have a couple, at least we're hoping to have 2 teens per shift. So keep that in mind. So if you already see an adult is listed on that shift, you are not clicking to sign up on that shift.
And if you need to switch shifts for some reason, you don't need to talk to us, but you do need to make sure that your shift is covered, particularly if it's the day before or the day of. We feel that it's really difficult to manage 39 different shifts with all these people running around. So if something comes up, you have a test, whatever, you need to find someone to cover your shift and trade, so that way we can make sure that we have enough people out there. We don't want to leave our pumpkins, particularly during our busy hours, out there unmanned.
Anna and I are going to be covering some shifts. Most importantly, we will be doing the entire day, the first day that it's open, because we want to be the first ones that would run into any issues if any problems arise. And that way we can make sure that everything is seamless, and we can reiterate to you any things that we may have learned on our first couple of shifts from that first day. And then the first weekend that we are open, we're expecting that it would be busy. So I'll be doing the morning, as of right now, I'll be doing the morning one, and we'll be doing the evening one, and we will have some of you in there in between. But we want to make sure that we are there, that we're working with you. This is not just us asking teens and other people to volunteer for us, but that we're going to be part of it as well.
And if you are an EDGE teen, particularly the EDGE teens that want to come over and take that 3 o'clock start in the afternoons, you are going to be allowed to come over straight from school with your backpacks out to the pumpkin patch just to start working. So we're really excited to have that opportunity. We highly recommend some of those EDGE kids take advantage of your proximity and are able to come and work with us. That also goes for the kids who ride the bus from MCC, because the drop-off is right there as well. You can come straight from the bus and we will get you sorted out.
I think it's important also, teens, at least for you to know this, you are not receiving money for just the amount of money that is received during your shift. We are taking the entire pot of money, and then we'll split it evenly depending on how many shifts you work. Because we know that after the shifts, after masses are going to be the busiest most likely, and on the weekend. So don't think that you have to work a weekend mass after the morning mass so that you get the most amount of money. It doesn't work like that. We're just going to split it evenly so that everyone has the same advantage.
Mm-hmm. As far as double pay goes, because I know that's really important, you want bang for your buck, if you sign up for the unloading shift on October 12th, you will get double points for that shift, and for our cleanup, which is going to be November 1st from 10 to noon on a Sunday morning. We're going to be out here. We have to get rid of all those pumpkins and all those pallets, all of those wooden things that they sit on. We have to tear down that day, and we're really excited because it's after the time change. So that means everybody gets that extra hour of sleep.
Yes, it's the day after Halloween.
Yes, so yes. So
we know that you'll be out late.
Yes, so we are starting at 10 a.m. And that you get double for that as well, and we're really excited to have you. As far as our story time goes, leading up to Halloween, that week leading up to Halloween, we're hoping to work with the school to have the younger grades, particularly us with our own children, having very young children. We want to bring them out for story time, and I know that a lot of adults get really excited when they see the kids come out and they can dance and pick out pumpkins, and we'll read pumpkin stories. So more details on that to come. We have to talk to the school about more details, but if you're available during the day, we'd really love to have you. And I think that's about it.
That's it. That's a lot of information that we just threw at you, so ask us anything that you have questions about that we weren't straightforward about or we need to clarify. So we are so happy to have you. We're excited for this. We're a little terrified
In a good way.
in a good way, but please just know that we are so thankful and grateful that you are willing to help us.
We will not be in the office on November 2nd.
No, I will be sleeping.
Shoot us an email, ascensioncatholicteens@gmail.com if you have any questions, and we look forward to seeing you at our unloading day on October 12th. Bye. Chapter 2, quality control.
Quality control. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are removing